Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is for you. Welcome back to my channel. So, as you can see by the title, it's always something a little bit different from the usual. This thing has been on my mind. I mean, this podcast. Welcome to my YouTube channel's podcast. I'll be talking about the Bible, wellness, wisdom, lifestyle, all the good things. Advice, everything that's good is going to be on this podcast, and we're going to talk about it. For today's podcast, I'm going to be talking about faith. I feel like it's the right way to start this podcast, to be honest. Little backstory. So a while ago, this idea got into my head. I believe it was from God, that I should do a podcast for my YouTube channel, because I was always like, I should really bring value to my YouTube channel. Like, I can't just be posting me on an aeroplane, me at the school. Like, I want my videos to have value. All those vlogs and stuff, I'll definitely be doing those still, because life is entertaining. Life is very entertaining. I did want to bring more value, and by that I mean like sharing the word, sharing the wisdom. And this is where I got the title of Sharing Wisdom as I Gain Knowledge, which is the name of the podcast. I think I'm a bit too excited. I'm very excited. But anyways, let me not get distracted. Let's get straight into the video. So, first of all, what is faith? Everyone has their own interpretations, wording of it all. But this is what I see as faith. Faith is your belief, like where you stand with your belief and where you stand with your actions, right? I see them going hand in hand, because in the Bible it does say faith without works is dead. So faith is what you believe in, and what you believe in reflects itself through what you do. Yeah, let me cook. God is cooking. So, for example, with this podcast, I can't have faith that God gave me this message that I should start a podcast, what, and I'm just talking about it, or I just believe that this message is from God, and not actually record the videos. This is leading me to the topic of our next video, which is going to be about obedience and correction, by the way, so stay tuned for that video. But yeah, that's faith, just to set the foundation of the video. For some verses to just get the conversation going about faith is Psalm 91 verse 2, which says, "He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in him I will trust." Now this verse specifically, I link to the whole belief of faith, whereby it's like, no matter what is happening in life, no matter what you're going through, circumstances might be looking rough or they might be good. That belief that, God has you regardless of where you stand, high or low or in between. Just trusting that God has you and is your refuge and is your fortress. And this is the main thing when it comes to faith, because all of us on this earth go through various things and situations and circumstances. One day it's looking good, the next day it's looking rough. One day you are smiling, the next day you're in your depression, and so on and so forth. And just having that faith that God has better for you and God always wants good for you is an important thing. It's also a big thing that carries me through tough times or uncertain times, because for example, right now, for those of you that don't know, I am currently at a new university, blessed by God himself with a scholarship. And yeah, but the way this came, it wasn't easy. It was that thing of, God, I believe that you brought me all the way to Russia. Thank you, I have the faith. But now I need you to carry me through, and please bless me with a scholarship or something. and get into the whole situation of getting my scholarship sorted out. And it wasn't easy. It took months and months and months. And then when I get it, fine, happiness, sunshine, rainbows. Now it's a whole thing of, okay, now I have to sort out my visa. The visa isn't looking good and whatsoever. I think I'll record a whole video about my whole story of coming to my new university and stuff. But within that, I had to have the faith that even though things don't seem like they're moving, God has a plan. And a very big verse that was coming to me during this time is, God has a plan to prosper you and not to forsake you or not to harm you. Like, I'll put it up here because I'm not saying it exactly as it is, but I think faith carried me through that situation where, okay, I don't really know how things are going. I'm not really going to school right now. Things are not looking very sunshine, rainbows, butterflies, all those good things. But just believing that God has a plan for me carried me through. Now, when I say again, the whole belief and the action thing coming together is, yes, I believed, right? But I also had to work with God. So being a Christian doesn't just mean that you know Jesus, you know God, you know your Bible and whatnot. It's working along with God to fulfill His will to be done on this earth. And when how can I say, I feel like it can also feel a bit off for people to be like, you're just working for God so that His will can be done. But think of it like this: God's will is perfect and good. Whatever you're thinking of, your plans for life and whatnot, whatever you think would be good, it's not the best. And what God has in plan is the best. There's just certain things that we can't fully comprehend. This is another thing with faith. You're not going to understand everything that you're going through, and you're not going to understand everything that someone else is going through. You're not going to understand everything in the fullness of it. And this takes me back to the book of Job, where Job is going through it, man. Job is losing his children, is losing his assets, he's just losing everything bit by bit, and he even gets ill. And like, you're just there feeling pity for him, like, oh, but God, why would you let him go through this? Now, from as far as I've read and like the explanations that I got of the book of Job, is that it doesn't fully explain why God allows this to happen. But overall, in our situations, right, God will let us go through certain things for a bigger purpose. For example, before I ended up coming back to my new city, or even getting a scholarship and stuff like that, mid-semester, I'm scared because the war, what, and I go home. Mid-semester. And, it was very rough on me emotionally and mentally, because I had to deal with the fact that, okay, I lost a big part of me, which was like university and like a new chapter. Basically, I lost that whole new chapter out of fear. And I come back home, fam's happy that, as long as she's safe and what. But now it's also a thing of, okay, fine, academics. Now we've stopped academics. We've stopped social life. We've stopped this and that. It's just a lot of things. But later on, it made me feel like I came home with a bigger purpose. I didn't just come home because of fear, but I came home for a bigger purpose, which are reasons that I'm not going to fully explain here because it's a different topic for a different day. But I ended up going home, and it felt like I had greater purpose being at home than having stayed at school. I ended up going back to university and stuff like that, continue the semester, finish the semester and whatnot. But I didn't regret coming back home mid-semester and having to go back and fight for my life with these books and push through till the end of the semester. And yeah, no, like I feel like not just me, but a lot of people, we all go through different things that might not make sense in the moment, that might not be ideal for what you were imagining. And this is another thing when it goes back to what you have in store and what God has in store. It's not always going to be the same. You might think that your plan is prim and proper and perfect, has a bow on top of it, but God's plan is always better. It doesn't mean that it's going to be at your level of perfection. It doesn't mean that it's going to be an ideal situation, and it doesn't mean that it's gonna be easy or absolutely perfect and good. God doesn't let us live a simple, easy life. He guarantees that, follow me, but you will struggle. You will go through it. Small, you'll go through it. But with that going through comes character development, comes situations that are actually open doors to different opportunities. Different doors, different opportunities. So, background check. When I was at my old uni, I've always wanted to become a model. My roommate knew this and all that. Now, I was walking down the street, and then this Russian girl approaches me. She's like, hey, I have this project coming up, and I would really appreciate if you could be like my model for the photo shoot and stuff like that. Me and there like trying to gavari panili what she's saying, because I didn't fully understand what she was saying because she was speaking in Russian. Until finally understand that no, she wants me to model for her and whatnot. And I was there like, Elle, I know it's for your school, but I also have my school to fight. Tomorrow I have an exam. I have an exam tomorrow. I can't really do that. Come back to the room, low-key feeling like, hey, I've been asking God, like, God, I really want to be a model. I really want to start my modeling career. What? And then it felt like God gave me this opportunity to get things going, just to give me an idea of how things will be in the future. And it felt like I rejected that. I rejected what I was praying for because the circumstances were not ideal, because I had exams tomorrow and I was like, I couldn't do it. So later on, I'm like, you know what? I'll study, but I'm also going to this thing. I go and I just have the time of my life. I'll insert the photos here because it was incredible. It was good because even when I look back at it, the imperfection of the situation made me love it even more, because it wasn't just like, I applied modeling, like, it wasn't just a little stereotypical situation. It was different, it was memorable, and it was good. It wasn't my plan, but it was God's plan, and it played out perfectly. And that's a big thing, like I keep on saying this, like the way that God's plan, or whatever God plans, is gonna be different from what you planned. Like everything that happens, it happens for a reason, and sometimes these reasons we can't comprehend and we can't make up the reasons. Like we just know there's reasons, but we can't always make up the reasons. And so I just think, because let me just close this off, because otherwise I'll just be rambling and probably repeating myself, is my loves, have faith and trust that God has a plan and purpose for you. And don't expect perfection. Expect progress when it comes to God. God won't put you in a situation that isn't meant for you. If it's not meant for you, if it's not good, trust and believe. Look back at the situation and question if it was you. Check if you were the problem, because you probably were. And I'm talking to myself as well when I say this. But yeah, no, have faith that God has a plan and purpose. And don't just have faith, but work in your faith. I love you all so much. Read your Bible, drink your water, love people, love yourself, and love God. And see you guys in the next episode of Sharing Wisdom as I Gain Knowledge. It's like believe without the work that you believe in is not the making of the sense, just like the sentence. Let me reword this. Now I made notes. I took myself seriously. So